Hello, my name is Corey Vidal, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to dance like Michael Jackson. I'm going to show you the moonwalk and a series of other very signature Michael Jackson moves that he tends to use in most of his videos. And then at the end of the video I'm going to show you a little combo which kind of ties together a few of the moves, which you can then use to dance to any of your favorite Michael Jackson songs. Now, to prevent you from watching any of the parts of this video that you don't really want to learn, I'm going to put an annotation in the top right corner there, and it's going to show the times in this video where I teach those moves. So if you want to, you can click along the YouTube timeline below us and just jump to whatever time and whatever move it is you want to see. So with that in mind, I think we should go ahead and get started. Alright, so the move I'm going to teach you first is the move that everybody's watching this video for anyways, and that's how to do the moonwalk. But I'm going to divide it up into two parts. Part one is going to be how to do the moonwalk on the spot, not moving. And part two is going to be how to do the moonwalk moving backwards, traveling across the floor. The reason I'm teaching it to you this way is because you can figure out the moonwalk, you can kind of learn the theory while not moving to kind of perfect what your body is doing and the way you're doing it, whereas when you're moving backwards, you can more focus on the entertainment, the performance of it. So let me start off by explaining two things. One, at no point does either feet leave the ground. Both feet are touching the floor at all times. And two, one foot is always up, the other foot is always down. Now you're going to have to think about this very carefully. The weight and balance of your body is going to be transferring between both legs as you move. But the weight is going to be the complete opposite of what you'd expect. For example, when I'm standing here, naturally my body puts all of my weight on my flat foot, which is currently my left leg, because that's the most comfortable to stand on. You need to mentally decide to put all of your weight on the foot that's pointing and push yourself into the ground with that foot. The reason that is because it's the pointed foot that doesn't move, it's the flat foot that slides backwards. Then you switch your feet, but we'll get into that later. So one foot is pointed, all of your weight is on it, that lets you move the flat foot. And while doing the moonwalk on the spot, what you want to do is slide the foot back, and then as you're doing it, slowly lower this foot, slowly bring it flat. So you're here, this is sliding, and this slowly goes lower and lower and lower until it's flat. And you're going to want to flatten both of them when you're about a step apart. So something like that. So then what you do is, after you have flattened both feet, you pick up your back foot, bring it back up again to where you are, put it down. When you put it down, don't put it flat, put it at a point. So to show you, slide, step, with the point, slide here. And the reason you go into the point is because with the point, you are now going to slide this flat foot, your feet have switched, put all of your weight on your left leg, and you slide this one back. Point. Here, here, here. It's the moonwalk on the spot. So practice that. I don't want to over-explain it. I mean, it's simple. You're going to learn more as we learn doing the moonwalk backwards, but seriously, kind of practice this for a while so you can do it, and you'll see this foot kind of kicks up, and it's very soft. There's not a lot of sharp movements, it's very fluid, and it actually looks best if you're looking straight ahead. Alright, so now that you've learned how to do the moonwalk on the spot, I'm going to teach you how to do the moonwalk while traveling. You have to watch this previous video to know what's going on here. So you put your weight on a pointed foot, slide the other foot back, but before, when we were doing the moonwalk on the spot, this foot was slowly lowering while this foot went back. Now you're not going to do that. Now it needs to be less fluid and more of a snap. Let me show you what I mean. This is pointed, this goes back, this is still pointed, then snap. And now all of your weight needs to be on that back pointed foot, which is very hard and very uncomfortable. But you're going to put your weight here and you're going to slide this foot back. So then your foot, you're a step behind, swap them again. Flat foot slides back, and then swap, flat foot slides back. Now I'm falling as I do this because you're not supposed to do the moonwalk that slow. When you're actually doing it, the momentum is going to prevent you from falling because your momentum is going to be pushing you backwards. So if you come here and you have pointed foot, you can go slide, snap, slide, snap, slide, snap, 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 snap. As you can see, my moonwalk doesn't look very good. Why is that? How do you make the moonwalk better? Well, you have to remember a few things. One is that Michael Jackson is the king of pop and one of the best entertainers and dancers of all time. He spent his entire career perfecting his moonwalk. On top of that, there is money being poured into him. The shoes he is wearing, the stage he is on is all optimized for dancing and performing. I am on a concrete floor in my parents' basement because I am super cool like that. So, how do you make your moonwalk look better? Well, there is a cheater's moonwalk. I don't know what the technical term is, but that's what I call it. And it's actually the moonwalk I normally do anytime I'm dancing and performing. Instead of going all the way onto the point and trying to put all of your weight on there, Michael Jackson is wearing a very certain type of penny loafer which allows him to do that very easily. This is hard. So instead of going on the point, go on the ball of your foot. So you're kind of bending your toes backwards, but you're putting your toes and that fleshy part of your foot all the way on the ground. You only go up that high, and then you slide this foot, and then switch to the other ball of your foot, slide, switch. Now, it doesn't look as good, but it's really the only thing you're going to be able to pull off, and if you've ever seen anybody, usually other than Michael Jackson, and very, very, very highly trained professionals, that is actually what they're doing. It is quite a bit easier, so you go like this, there you go, that's your moonwalk. The rest of your body, your arms, your back, your head. It's best if you're looking straight ahead. Your hands are kind of in a circular walking motion. I mean, I know nobody really walks like this, but it does kind of help with the illusion. So if you're here, it helps a little bit. I mean, let your arms kind of sway naturally anyways, just kind of forward and back, but a little bit like a train. I know when Michael Jackson does it, he is very rigid in a fluid way, which makes no sense, but he's Michael Jackson and he's amazing. He kind of chugs his head out and in. I can't really explain it any better than that. Go watch a video of Michael Jackson, but the head here, it's kind of in the shoulders. It's going to be almost impossible to explain. Like I said, go watch a video of him. He is way better than me. But that is the basics of how to do a moonwalk. Alright, so we learned how to do the moonwalk on the spot, and we learned how to do the moonwalk while traveling backwards. Now we are going to learn the most complicated and advanced moonwalk, and that's how to do the moonwalk sideways. Michael Jackson has done this from time to time, but it was actually Usher who started throwing it in all of his music videos, and he makes it look really good, although he's doing it a little bit differently. Now, you are traveling quite a bit of distance, and I tend to do it going right. I do something else going left, and I'm going to kind of show you both of them, but they're actually two completely different things because I've never been able to mentally figure out how to do it the other way around. Anyways, it's the same idea. You always put your weight on a pointed foot. You always slide your flat foot. Now, doing it sideways, kind of like the moonwalk on the spot, this foot slowly lowered as this went back. Instead of going back, do the same thing, but stand facing forward, pointed foot, you're going to push the foot to the side, kind of like that. As you get there, you want to bring this foot up to a point, and because you're going sideways, this foot can't go back. So you actually drag this foot in, which is weird, and you kind of have to pull yourself with this foot, and then you get to about there, and then you can swap them, and then again, you kind of push this foot around and to the side, and over, and down, and then you pop it, and you pull it in. And yes, I'm sure this looks ridiculous, but when you do it fast, I promise it looks cool. It's something along the lines of this. Now, with this, you want to see a lot more knee popping. Your knees are going to kind of go out, in, as you're doing it. Pay attention to the knees here. They are kind of what's making it happen. And then Michael Jackson is really good with this. As the feet are going, don't forget about the rest of your body. Your shoulders are kind of getting into it. Your arms are doing something. This actually looks better when it's not as fluid, or if the legs are fluid, but the upper body is a bit more robotic and jerky. That is how Michael Jackson does it. It'll kind of have the arms here, and he'll do it fast and pop his chest, etc., etc. Go watch Usher's You've Got It Bad music video, and then Michael Jackson's 1 hour Ghost short film. Going the other way, it is somewhat similar. I push the foot out and pull it in, but it is slightly different, I guess. Sliding the foot out, pulling it in. I just kind of pull it weird and twist it the other way, but I'll just kind of show you going right here. Don't forget the shoulders and the arms. Going left, somewhat the same thing. So yeah, sideways, sideways, on the spot, moving backwards. There's really no such thing as a forward moonwalk. You could take the theory, but it's not going to bring you anywhere. That's pretty much all you need. Just remember to put all your weight on your pointed foot. It's basically all you need to know. Good luck. Alright, so now that we've learned the 3 different styles of moonwalk, now we're going to do something completely different. We're going to do the very signature Michael Jackson kick. I'm going to teach this to you, step back a bit here. It's kind of one of those moves that he does. It's a kick. I don't know any other technical term for it. But when he does it, it's very fast, very sharp, really good posture, and then he'll usually do something rather dramatic and angled with his hands. Let me show you to you one step at a time. The foot that kicks is going to be, aside from the fact that it's sharp, very wobbly, which makes absolutely no sense. But as you're kicking, it's always with the right leg. Your right knee goes left. As you do so, your foot goes right. So you're making kind of this weird zigzag that requires you to use your hip to push your knee out and then your foot the other way. So it goes there and then swaps places. So the knee goes right and the foot goes left. So you're kind of going back there. So as it kicks, as it goes up, there, down. But he does it very fast, very straight on. When it goes here, when he's on the second one, he's going left, right, he kicks that in really hard. Imagine a soccer ball coming down and you're kind of kicking it up in the air. Go that. And then as he brings it down, this foot that pushes into the ground, you have so much momentum and energy being expelled downwards that it tends to push the other leg a bit. So I'll wiggle that leg like that. When this lands, totally straight leg, not a bent knee. So there, and then this will pop up. As he does it, I know in the Thriller music video, his hand is like there. In other music videos, he'll be there, whatever. Usually something with very straight arms. I feel a bit silly doing this, but it's Michael Jackson's move. In the vein of silliness, he has also done this move while twisting to the side and grabbing his crotch with these 2 fingers here. He will hold it here and then do a sexually suggestive dance move, which in the early 90s was, very racy, but nowadays not as much. So here, hand on the crotch if you want to. One other thing is a head snap. Very typical Michael Jackson move to do. Very, very sharp. Here, crotch, head, either straight on or to the side. I feel ridiculous, and you will probably feel ridiculous practicing this, but that is how it goes. So, there you go. I hope you enjoy that. Alright, let's take a crack at seeing if we can learn to spin or turn the way Michael Jackson does. Now, whether you are a dancer or not, what you need to know is that there's nobody on the face of the planet who turns like Michael Jackson. And if you ever take dance lessons, they will teach you how to turn with preparations and arms and good posture and where to put your legs and where to point your feet. And Michael Jackson just doesn't do any of that. So with that in mind, Michael Jackson always spins both feet flat on the ground together, which is the complete opposite of what they teach you in any type of dance school. So to prepare for a turn, you always want to kind of spread your legs out at arm's length and wind your body in the opposite direction of the direction you want to go. So you bend down, and that way when you snap up, you can spin the other way. Because if you're standing straight and just trying to turn, you're not going to have very much momentum. Being Michael Jackson, he turns 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a circle. In my entire life, I've managed to do 3 perfectly, only a few times, because he's awesome, and I am not as much. That being said, flat turn, you step, spin your feet together. I can't give you too much more tips on spinning and turning without actual theory of ballet and jazz. If you're very interested in this, go sign up for dance lessons and stop watching free YouTube videos. I like turning clockwise. It's just a personal preference of mine. But remember to keep your feet flat. The hardest part is stopping the turn facing the way that you started, because you have to kind of keep track of your momentum. And then to stop, really, you kind of push yourself deep into the ground. You want your legs totally straight when you're spinning, and then kind of bend them as a way of getting out of it. There, and I kind of flubbed that one up. But that is how he turns, and then he usually ends a turn by using the turn to go into a move, which is very impressive. But practice it, and please don't wreck anything around you or hurt yourself. If you are practicing this anywhere where you might hit something, I recommend you be very careful. Practice a lot, and good luck. Alright, so the next move I'm going to show you is the lean that Michael Jackson first did in his music video for Smooth Criminal. He's dancing with a bunch of other guys, and they start their feet together and lean and go all the way down and then come back up. Now obviously when they shot the music video, if you've ever seen it, he's on strings and he's totally lowering himself. But there is a way to somewhat do the move without the strings or special shoes that you would actually need. Obviously it doesn't look nearly as cool, but it is something that is rather fun to perfect. And if done right, it can actually look like a somewhat cool optical illusion. So if you're standing straight on, your legs are shoulder width apart, you want to put your weight on the balls of your foot, the back part of your feet here, and you're going to kind of pick yourself up and then swivel yourself to the right, both feet. So from straight on, here to the side. You don't want to go all the way to the side, kind of a 45-degree angle, like to a corner. So you're here, and you want to make it seem like both of your legs are totally straight, but they're actually not. It's usually the back leg that's totally straight, and the front leg that's going to bend a little bit. But the less you can bend it, the better it's going to look. And what you want to do is just lean without falling over. As you do it, try to make it look like your back is very straight, this leg is very straight, but at the same time, cheat as much as possible to lean as far as you can without making it obvious that you're just kind of bending over. Now what creates the illusion is not the legs and it's not the lean, it's actually your arm. If my left leg is totally straight and I'm bending over top of my right, keep attention to what your left arm is doing. Because as you go down, you want to slowly bring this arm up, as if it's attached by some kind of string, so the two are connected. So as you go down, it's kind of pushing yourself. So when you're here, try to feel a bit robotic and a bit popping and locking about it. So you're here, kind of go to the side, and then down. When you come back up, go back on the backs of your heels, swivel over to the other side, and then do it again. You have to learn how to do it with both legs. Now this leg is straight, this leg is bent, and this arm's going to come up kind of like that. And you can kind of swivel and go there. And it is a cool thing to do if you're not even being Michael Jackson-esque. It takes a lot of practice, and I'm actually not the best at it, but I've seen some people do it very effectively, and it looks super, super cool. And one other thing to remember, the closer your feet are together, the less people can tell you're bending that leg, but the closer your feet are together, the better of a chance you have of losing your balance and falling over. So it's all about kind of picking a perfect balance between actually being able to do it and getting as low as you can versus, falling over. So yeah, practice it a lot and good luck. Alright, the last move I'm going to teach you is the toe balance. And this is a move that Michael Jackson, most of the time, but not always, will do out of doing a spin that I taught earlier in this video. So if you're spinning, blah, 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 let's say I did a spin, what he will do is jump from flat feet together, shoulder width apart, onto the very tips of his toes, onto kind of like the moonwalk, both legs here. But while being here, he bends down very low, pops his knees out, and actually somewhat leans back, then takes his hands out, puts them right in front of them here, very awkward, very sharp, and then hands kind of like jazz hands, which I know we all love. So from here, jump up onto the feet and then hands. Head straight forward, like that. Sometimes he will do it really high, kind of like that, but it looks weird, and maybe it's just him doing it wrong, I don't know. But he'll jump into it, and there is a bit of a hop, so you will slightly get a little bit of air and hop into it, and he can get pretty low sometimes too. Doing this move, he will hold it and pause and freeze and just, and then hop back out of it. You can hop out of this into the moonwalk, and you can go into this move from a spin. So if he's here and spins, la 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 la, boom. into the spin. Yeah. Alright, now that you know a bunch of different Michael Jackson moves, it is time to put them all together into a little combo, which you can then do to pretty much any Michael Jackson song, because pretty much all of them are really awesome to dance to. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the kick from earlier in the video, kick here, snap the leg down, go to the side, hand on the crotch here, very Michael Jackson pose. You're going to use your momentum of this foot here, this foot back, to go into a spin. Make sure you stop first. There is the stop and the hold, and then spin. It is the opposite of the way I personally like to spin and the way I showed it earlier in the video, but it is how he does it. Kick, spin, here. You do a full rotation, and then a little bit. So you're facing here, and you're gonna go into a moonwalk. Kick, here, here, moonwalk, back, back, back. Full effort into it. From the moonwalk, step, another spin. You're going to do a full rotation and a half, and then you're going to jump out of the spin into the little pose that he does with the toes and the hand, boom, and from there, do your own thing. This is a combo that Michael Jackson very typically does. Here, kick, crotch, spin, moonwalk, spin again, all the way around, and boom, into the hands. Here is a clip of me doing it. Go easy. I'm insecure. So, hey, pretend there's music going, and then pretend it looks, 10 times better than this, and it should be something along the lines of, those who can't do, teach. So, here we go. That's a dance. I mean, kind of. It has a lot of all very tricky and talented moves. But if you want to, post a video response of yourself trying the same combo. Yeah? Huh? Video responses? Yeah? Make it happen, please. Alright, so I think I'm about done embarrassing myself for your amusement. I hope you found this video somewhat educational, and if not, at least a little bit entertaining. Having said that, perhaps maybe you could do me a favor. Please spread the word about this video and all of my YouTube videos. I enjoy making these videos for free, and I would really appreciate it if you could, post it on Facebook or on Twitter, or send it to people, show friends and family, whatever. Also, please leave a comment below. Seriously, tell me what you think. And don't just be like, good or bad. Leave something constructive, something I could do better, or, what you thought. Rate it between 1 and 5 stars. Whatever rating you want to give it is fair. But aside from that, follow me on the Twitter, and then on the Facebooks, and then wherever you want. All kinds of links and information is going to be in the description, which is somewhere over here. I really do actually hope you guys enjoyed this video, and subscribe by clicking the orange subscribe button, or sometimes it's yellow. The next time I post a video, you'll know, which is just awesome. I am talking way too much, so I'm gonna end this video. I love you, and I think about you all the time. So have a fantastic day or night, wherever you are, and I will see you around again the next time I make a video, which I really think you should watch, by the way. So, bye.
I endorse Corey Vidal. You should rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Don't subscribe to Corey Vidal. He's a bad person.